The more you rely on your intelligence, the easier you are to manipulate. I know, something in you just pushed back on that. We need to talk about it, because what I'm about to show you isn't about being naive. It's not about being gullible. It's about something much more specific and much more invisible. It's about the way your own mind works against you, precisely because you're smart. There are 5 patterns that make intelligent people easier targets. Not easier than average. Easier than they should be, given how sharp they are. Each one looks like a strength from the inside. From the outside, a skilled manipulator sees it as an entry point. By the time we reach the 5th one, something will click, and you won't be able to unclick it. That's a promise. The 5 patterns: overconfidence, the need for coherence, pattern matching, intellectualization, and the empathy loop. Each one sounds like an asset. That's exactly the problem. Pattern 1, the intelligence blind spot. The faster you can analyze a situation, the less likely you are to pause and question your own conclusion. Smart people reach conclusions quickly. That speed feels like clarity. A manipulator who knows this will give you something complex enough to engage your analysis, but built to guide you toward the conclusion they want. By the time you've finished figuring it out, you've already decided. You just think it was your idea. The faster you can analyze, the less likely you are to pause. And pausing is the only thing that saves you. Pattern 2, the story trap. Intelligent minds don't tolerate incomplete narratives. When something doesn't have an ending, your brain will find one, or it will push you toward whoever seems to have it. This is how open loops work in manipulation. Someone gives you half a story, creates a tension, and then offers resolution at a price. You don't notice the price. You just feel the relief of the loop closing. Your need for resolution is a hook, and anyone who knows you long enough can spot exactly where to place it. Pattern 3, the familiar face trap. Intelligent people are fast at recognizing patterns. That's a genuine skill. The problem is that a skilled manipulator can camouflage themselves inside a familiar pattern, and your recognition system flags them as safe. Someone reminds you of a person you trust. A situation echoes one that ended well. Your brain says, "I know this. Proceed." But you don't know this. You know something that looked like this. The more patterns you've learned, the more sophisticated the disguise needs to be. And some people are very, very sophisticated. Pattern 4, the analysis override. When something feels off, an intelligent mind doesn't sit with the discomfort. It immediately looks for a rational explanation. And it finds one, because it's smart enough to construct one. I'm just tired. I'm being unfair to them. I've been wrong before. These are intelligent thoughts. They're also ways of silencing an alarm that deserved to be heard. Your ability to explain your feelings is also your ability to silence them. And sometimes, your feelings are the only honest voice in the room. Pattern 5, the empathy loop. This one is subtle, and it's the one that stays with people the longest. Intelligent, empathetic people trust their own values. They know what they stand for. And a manipulator who knows this doesn't try to change your values. They use your values against you. They position themselves so that your own sense of fairness, loyalty, or compassion creates the obligation to help. You didn't get manipulated by them. You got manipulated by your own standards. The most effective manipulation doesn't ask you to lower your standards. It asks your standards to lower your guard. Here is what nobody tells you. Every single one of these patterns is reversible, not fixed, not permanent, not who you are. They are learned tendencies, and they can be learned differently. The same brain that creates the blind spot can be trained to see around it. The same empathy that was used against you can become your most precise radar for inauthenticity. But that only happens if you have the right framework. and that's what I'm going to give you right now. This is what I call the pause protocol. Whenever you feel pressure to decide, to agree, to act, you ask yourself 3 questions, not as a checklist, as an interruption. Question 1. Is this urgency real, or was it created? Manipulators manufacture time pressure. Genuine opportunities don't evaporate in 24 hours. Ask yourself, who benefits if you decide quickly? Question 2. What am I being asked not to feel right now? If you notice that you've been analyzing instead of feeling, stop. The thing you rationalized away is often the thing that needed attention. Question 3. Would I advise a person I care about to make this decision the way I'm about to make it? This breaks the pattern matching and empathy loop in one move. Because when it's about someone else, you stop protecting the manipulator's narrative, and you start protecting the person who matters. 3 questions. That's it. The pause is the protection. You weren't weaker because you got manipulated. You were operating without a map. Overconfidence made you trust your speed. The story trap made you need an ending. Pattern matching made a disguise look familiar. Intellectualization muted your alarm. And the empathy loop turned your strengths into leverage points. Now you have names for these things. Named patterns can be caught. Caught patterns can be interrupted. And interrupted patterns stop working. That's what changes. Next week, we go deeper. I'm going to show you how manipulators choose their targets, not victims, targets. There's a difference, and it's one most people have completely backwards. It's never who you think is vulnerable.